Is my volume okay on my headset?
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay.
It's perfect. Okay. So, um, you think you've discovered what's stopping you?
I I do. So, um, fear of rejection. Yeah, that's it.
Fear of rejection.
Yeah, all these things are going through your mind. Okay, how come he's not on call? Is it something I did? Is it something I didn't do? All those things didn't occur to me that you could have overslept or that you had a family emergency. Nothing like that. It's like, what did I do? I did something wrong. I messed up. And I got to get that out of my head. Because that's why I don't call people because I think, they're not going to do it. They're not going to want to, take my call, that type of thing. When people don't answer the phone, they don't return my call, or they don't answer my email. Those are the things that go through my head. I think once I get through that mess, even with the reach out, I'm like, no, because I know how they've been in the past. They're not going to do this. That type of thought process is what's stopping me, Max. That's it.
Perfect. Perfect.
How do I get beyond that?
Oh, that's the easy part. Believe me. Believe honestly, that's the easy part. The important thing is number one that you've identified um, that you've identified it.
That's it. Because I'm thinking to myself, Max is with business stuff. He took care. Something came up, and that's what I finally. When you pick up the phone, I'm like, you know what? This is crazy.
Well, there's another part to this, okay? Because that thinking, excuse me, that thinking carries over. In other words, when you send someone a message, you are um, the seed of doubt
Mm-hmm.
pops up like why why isn't this person answering my message? It must be something that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, so there's a real easy way, and it's not the case. we 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 have a tendency to make assumptions that, frankly, are have no basis. And all right, so the first thing we're going to do, let me get in your account,
Okay.
and then first we're going to deal with the whole concept of rejection, because the truth is that you no longer have to worry about ever being rejected, because you're never going to talk about your business to anybody without knowing that they need it and they want it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, on the other side of this, you could say, well, um, what about sending a person a message in the first place?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
how do I know? Uh, um, how do I know that this person even wants to hear from somebody that they don't know? How do I know? How do I know it's okay to send them something? And
Yes.
again,
Max. Yeah.
okay,
That's it.
I got you. I got you. Hold on for just 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, so um, so first let's talk about, and that's why this is going to be a perfect medium for you. that will absolutely, by the time we're done, completely take away that fear of rejection. This is going to be, or I can say this can become such a confidence builder for you that what you're going to get out of your social media experience will carry over, because I'm assuming, I don't have to assume, because if the way you're acting and the way you're thinking about doing this also carries over into the real world.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now, in the real world, truthfully, you don't know anything about some people. You don't know. So approaching a stranger can be intimidating. On social media, there are no strangers. People create a Facebook page. They create a LinkedIn page because they want to be there. Now, the more information they provide about themselves, the more details they give about themselves, it reveals their agenda. It's a social network. They're there to communicate with folks. And you have their agenda figured out before you even start.
Mm.
Now, you're making an assumption. And your assumptions are going to be probably 95% accurate every time. But there's that 5% and that a variation. Now, frankly, the variation of 5% is on them. Okay? Because people, there's an expression, fake it till you make it. There are all kinds of reasons why people put up these pages. And the more you do this, the more you're going to identify those 5%ers. And the truth is that sometimes you're gonna miss. You're gonna be off. And all that's gonna happen there is conversation's not gonna go anywhere. So
And that's okay.
Exactly, it's okay. It's okay. And the way here's really what you have to tell yourself. When a conversation doesn't go the way you want it, when a person doesn't respond to you, it's not your fault. Really, what's happening is there could be all kinds of reasons. I deal with this at least twice a week, where I'm working with somebody new, and the conversation rolls around to they want to know what you do. And the reason they want to know what you do is because you've asked them what they do. And they've told you. And now they say, okay, so I've told you what I do, now you tell me what you do. And the response is, well, I'd be happy to tell you all about it, but what do you know about network marketing? And they freak out. They go, oh, no, I can't. Oh, no, I don't want to bring that up. I said, just do it. So now they go ahead and they send out that message. So what do you know about network marketing? And the person doesn't respond. And the person doesn't respond for a week, 2 weeks. And the person goes, oh, I know I shouldn't have said anything about network marketing. Max was wrong. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I lost a great prospect because I mentioned the MLM word.
Mm-hmm.
And then about a week later, you get a message from the person. Oh, I'm sorry that I didn't get back to you. I had family in town, or I was in the hospital. My husband was in the hospital with a broken, or something.
Yeah.
In one case, its textbook. Person's talking to a great prospect who had been successful in network marketing before and had built an organization of thousands of people, got burned by the company, swore she'd never do network marketing again. We asked, well, how long ago was that? She said it was 15 years ago. Well, so anyway, 3 months later, he's wishing her a happy birthday. He's doing this, and no response. Finally, 3 months later, she comes back, and she says she's been busy. So he writes back, I guess your coaching business must have really taken off. And she says, no, unfortunately, over the summer I went through a divorce, and now I'm the sole supporter of, I had to get a job because, so my coaching business is kind of on hold. And then we came back and we said, listen, I was talking to somebody about you the other day, and I told him your story, and he mentioned to me that first and foremost, the network marketing industry has changed today. It's nothing. Well, it's nothing like it used to be. Now, while there are owners that you have to be careful about, I told you I'm with a company that's public, but I'm not trying to sell you on what I'm doing. I just want to suggest to you that today, network marketing is a different animal. You can literally build a phenomenal business on a social network, and it would also be a benefit to your coaching business because it's going to expose you to more people. If you ever decided, and then I said, would you ever consider looking at it again if, first and foremost, you can get excited about the products and the company, because that's the most important thing. If you could find another company that you could get excited about, and would you ever give it another shot? So she comes back and says, sure, I would. So he sends her the information. She joins his company. Today, she's, yeah, I think she's close to being I know she's making six figures in the company. And all because he kept that thing going.
Okay.
All right. So first and foremost, remember the way the scripts work is there's nothing on your profile. There's nothing here. We're gonna go over here to Facebook.
See, that's my next concern. Look at my Facebook. It does have what? Network marketing stuff.
Well,
Should I take that off?
Well, when you say here, it has network marketing stuff.
Okay, you just clicked on my name. That's what my friends see.
Right.
Timeline is just my stuff that my 200 friends see.
Right.
Okay. But when you go to home, that's where the other stuff is.
Right. But all right.
All that stuff.
Right. But okay. But nobody sees this.
Nobody sees my home?
No, nobody sees your home.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay. Your home page. This is kind of like your home page shows you what people that you're connected to see.
Oh, God. Okay. See, look, Facebook 101, right?
Well, yeah.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Okay, well that changes everything.
So right. So you can come down here and you can see you can not only see what your friends and the people that you're in business do, you could also see what their friends do. And yeah, people are just pouring on
Stuff.
Right, on stuff.
Stuff.
And so, but you're the only one that sees this.
Oh.
Well, no, you're not. You're the only one that sees all of this.
On the home.
On the home page. It's the same thing on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, when you go, this is your profile. This is what people see. Now, when we come back over here now, this is your home page. No, I'm sorry. Here, I'm going to click. This is your home page. You click on the. Now, this is what you see. This is the equivalent of your home page, and so you see what people you're connected to see.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
And
so in LinkedIn, home, everything.
And
everybody.
In LinkedIn, and in every social network, your home page is what you see, and everybody else
Oh,
You see what everybody else is doing, and so
all right,
all
all
right,
right.
so that eliminates. Um,
Gee whiz. Yeah, that changes everything. That I'm like, I don't want to post because I don't want it to go there. This is private, you know. I don't want people to know about the Melaleuca business. I don't want them to know, so I don't, you know, because it was a really neat thing, essential oils and things that I wanted to put out there, and I'm like, no, because da 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 da, and I talked myself out of it.
well,
So
well,
they want
well,
the
well, well,
business.
well, well number one, it's the idea of posting information about a new product um, on posting it that would put it um, posting a new product whatever would put it in the news feed. This is a news feed where everybody would see it,
Okay,
but it would also put it on your
and
on here,
mhm.
which you don't really want to do.
That's why I'm glad I didn't post it because that's my concern. It's like I want to make sure, you know, like you said, I don't want any business. I don't want Melaleuca showing up.
Right, and it doesn't.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, when you reach out to people, now let's go over here and look at let's take a look at your friends.
Look, this is what I said. This is what I told myself this morning. I said, I know why Max isn't answering because I haven't been reaching out.
Well,
I said, he's not going to waste his time with somebody that's not even doing what he's, you know, teaching you to do.
well, let me put it to this way. Where is it? I'm gonna go to. I'll do it from here.
Max, let me start my group chat real quick at work.
Okay.
I get caught up. I forget to add these people. Let's see who's online. Okay. All right. That's it. Thanks. But yeah, you see that thought process. I'm like, okay, he's not doing it because I'm not doing what he told me to do anyway. So why would he even, you know, give me the time of day? It's that kind of
Well,
thinking. That's
except that you're paying me. Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
so so and here's the difference. Okay, you're paying me, and so um my and my obligation, my commitment is to you. It's not to a company. It's to you.
Yes.
And a lot of people can go through. I mean, I've had people that I've coached that after 2 sessions they got it. Okay, they are off. They are running. I might hear from them one more time,
Uh-huh.
and then at the end of the year, they write back to me and they say, "Max, you know, you're a genius." Blah blah blah. And then there are people that it takes 5 or 6 sessions
Or 7.
or 7, and then there are people that take 14.
Wow, wow.
Okay, now
Okay.
but here's the difference. For the people who need the 14, unless I'm convinced that you're really serious about it for the second go round, I don't, I'll say no.
Okay.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was working with a woman who probably one of the brightest. Well, I mean, the woman has 3 PhDs.
Mm.
She's written books. She'd gotten into network marketing years ago, made a lot of money, and then hadn't done anything. She still gets a small check. And so she wanted to do the social media thing. And so we did maybe 2 hours the first month, Second month was this. She spread out her 7 hours over 7 months. So we go to do the last one, and not to mention along the way she probably canceled maybe 5 or 6 sessions. Something came up. So we go to do the last session, and she says, "Listen, I want to sign up for another round." And I said, "No." I said, you're not serious about this. There's something, I don't do this to be busy. I do this because I want to work with people. For me, like what just happened today with you, and when the light bulb goes off, and you have this big aha moment.
I had it this morning.
Yeah.
My heart's beating fast and my hands are sweating. I'm like, okay,
All
all
right.
right, what is? And it's like when the thing clicked that you had joined the webinar or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, that's it. That's what was going through my mind. So
Yeah.
that today was my light bulb for
Okay.
sure.
All right. So then she kind of opened up. She says, Max. She says, I've had this problem all my life. She says, I really, I almost need to have some kind of punishment. I mean, I've got to. What holds me accountable is that I know if I don't do something, there's going to be a heavy price. She says, okay, well, let me think about this for a minute. She says, how about we do this? Because she says, I really want to do this. I said, well, how about we do this? All right? We're going to take these next 7 hours, and we're going to break them up into 30-minute sessions. So we're going to have 14. And at the beginning of every week, for the next 7 weeks, I'm going to do a session with you every Monday morning. We're going to do it at 7:30. 30 minutes. We're going to do one on Monday. We're going to do one on Friday. And your assignment is that you have reached out to a minimum of 25 people a week. I can go in here, I can count them. Now, I don't care whether you have conversations with them or not, but you have reached out to 25 people every week, and that you've had, now we go to the conversation part, and you have had at least 10 conversations with people from the time of our first session to the next one. You've had at least 10 conversations. Now, if you don't have 25 new contacts every week, if you haven't had at least 10 conversations, then I'm going to fine you $100. And she goes, I like that.
That's what I said. Oh my Lord, yeah. I'm like, okay.
She goes, I like that.
If that's what gives her motive, that punishment aspect.
Yeah.
That's what gets her. Then that's what. Oh my goodness.
So then when she said I like that, I said, all right. I said, so here's what we're gonna do. Every time you every time you miss a session, okay, I'm going to assume, well, first, if you don't hit our agreed number, instead of $100, it's going to be $200. So I like that better. So I said, here's the deal. If so we're going to do a session on Monday, so you have all week to 25 and at least 10 conversations. Now you got from Friday to Monday. And so we're just going to take stock of what you did. I'm not going to say you got to do it over the weekend. And I said the next thing is that if you miss a session, if you have to cancel a session for any reason, that's a $100 penalty. And I'm going to assume that because you canceled the session, you didn't have the other work done. So I'm going to fine you the other $200. So you miss a session with me, it's going to cost you $300. And that's the only reason. That's the only way that I will agree to coach you.
Wow.
And so I put it in a little text message, sent it over to just type that you agree. She did. And she also agrees that the fine is due the day of the infraction, and she authorizes me to charge a credit card.
Stop the madness.
And I want to tell you something. She never missed a session.
She was serious.
She was serious about it. And, she picked it up. Now, when I brought up this thing about never assume, because first and foremost, you have no idea who the person on the other end really is. You're making an assumption based on what you see. It's a valid assumption.
Mm.
You can pick out, we can go over here and we could look at, okay, you got 5 people here that want to be your friend.
Oh my God. Mm.
Okay? So we can go over here, we can take a look at these 5. And we come down here. So these 5 people want to be your friend. You have no idea who they are.
I don't.
And it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
That's gonna be my thing today. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Because now the thing is that you could look, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go here, we're gonna accept. Now unless of course there was somebody here that maybe you knew from school, or you knew somebody and maybe it's a relative.
Okay, so that person is related to my nephew or related, friends with or, connected to.
Right. You've got mutual connection, but you know nothing about it.
Right.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over here. We're going to confirm them all. Now, if somebody here that you didn't like or you didn't know, Now, there's another thing. You're going to hear, well, you're probably not going to hear because you got a picture of your husband. If you had a picture of just you, you'd be hearing from lonely men. You'd be hearing from lonely men. Now, we're going to come back over here to our list of friends. And we're going to come down here to recently added. And we just added 5. So here, you want to be, so every day, you want 10, 12. So you want to be reaching out to people.
Okay, so I'll do these reach outs today.
Right. Well, here. So, but this part, this is the easy part, because all we're going to do is we're going to go to our little script thing, and we're going to pull up that little note that says, "Hey, it's nice to have you as a new friend."
Mm-hmm. That's the first. Yeah.
And it's nice to have you as a new friend, and I've met some wonderful new people this way, and if it's somebody that you know, it's, hey, what are you doing these days? And if it's somebody that you don't know, it's what do you do?
Gotcha.
So that first question, what do you do, is the one that sets you on your path. If somebody comes back and says, are you married? And you're asking questions of that nature, you have a pretty good idea, what their agenda is. You just forget about it. You don't respond. So these are from people. So this is the response right here. It's nice to have you as a new Facebook friend. I've met some amazing people on here. I love meeting like-minded, positive people. What do you do? And so without giving it a whole lot of thought, you don't know who Michelle is. Or have no idea who she is.
So she's related or connected to those people that I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all we're going to do is we're going to come down here. And paste a little message in there. Now if we want, we could put her name in.
I like that.
Now sometimes you get so many of these that you're just going with the message. So it's nice to have you as a new Facebook friend. I've met some amazing people here. What do you do? Now we go to Irvin. Bring up his page. and you've got 11 mutual friends. So we go down here, we pop that in. Now, we're not making any assumptions. We're judging people based on what we see. Now, when they come back and tell us what they do, or they come back with their first response, then we have a sense of who they are. But these people reached out to you.
Okay.
So we didn't send them. If we had sent them a message, that message would be a part of this.
Right. Okay.
So these people are reaching out to you, and now we're just popping this over. You do the same thing. You know, if you send out 10 one day, 10 friend requests, you know, you're looking for at least 80% of them to accept you. Now, here's another opportunity to start assuming. You can say, oh, the reason they didn't write back is because they don't like me. I reached out to the wrong person.
Stop it.
Well, in some cases, it's going to be because you did reach out to the wrong person.
Right.
But that's going to be, you know, that's going to be just...
That's how it goes. That's just how it goes.
Right. Well, no, I'll tell you what it is. You know, sometimes what happens is you're going for that number. I want to reach out to 10 people. And in a moment of weakness, you go, oh, what the heck? I'll just take a shot at this. You know, I'm not sure that this person's going to respond. So now we've sent this message out, this follow-up message. And now the ball is basically in their court. We're waiting for them to write back. Now, if we were looking to reach out to somebody that we don't know, and the easy thing is, let's come back over to our profile, and let's come down here to details, and okay. So now you started out to be a teacher, so reaching out to teachers could be one thing. Reaching out to people in IT would be a natural connection. Okay? Or you can come up here, since you're a big fan of the outdoors. Now, I like doing things on the water. So let's say I like boating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's come over here. And let's go here and look at, these are the things that we like.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Where did that come from?
I'm going to show, okay. You go over.
No, I mean, does Facebook automatically, because of what I like, it puts stuff there?
Well, you know, you've liked something.
Oh.
And they put it all your likes. See under more? All your likes are in one place.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay? So these are all your likes. And it breaks it down by, these are all your likes. These are the movies you like, the TV shows you like, sports things you like.
Oh,
these are all your likes. So
this
now...
is where I'm doing my search. I'm doing my searches.
Well, you're right. Well, you're doing your searches. And it's connecting you to other people that like the same things. Then we could come up here and we could say, you know, I want to add some likes. So I want to add boating. And you got all, okay, these are all the different boat lovers.
Oh, wow.
Now, if you put down, I like boating, there are 2 million people that like boating.
And 2 of my friends.
And 2 of your friends. So we can come over here and we could say...
nature. Oh, okay. I get it.
So I'm going to add likes, and that's going to connect us. So if we added, let's say we wanted to add traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we pop that in there, and let's see what we've got. Well, actually, it didn't give us. That's. It,
Nothing.
well, no, I didn't. I didn't give it. So he wrote. He just wrote back.
Who is that? I still don't know
Okay.
him.
Okay. It says Steve. He said, uh, Stevie, you know me already. I grew up in Aberdeen, and my family lived beside Catherine Conley, your son's aunt. Look at my pictures on my Facebook. I work at a private school in pre-K, and I'm a caregiver for the mentally ill. I haven't seen you in years.
That's why I don't remember him. Her. This is
Okay.
really
So now you're gonna go. We're gonna go OMG for oh my god. I guess I need to increase my ginkgo biloba intake.
I don't remember her.
Okay, you remember her now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't remember. Now, so she's a caregiver for the mentally, I work at a, so she's already telling you now what she does.
Mm-hmm.
It has been years. Now, see, she took a, we normally we would say, what are you doing these days? She just told you.
Yeah.
So I am a caregiver for the mentally ill, and I work at, I said I work at a private school with pre-K. And she's got and she's a caregiver. She's got 2 jobs.
Mm.
So that's a perfect option for you to say, I work at a private school with pre-K. What do... So first we're going to say, it's so nice to hear from you. And now we're going to ask, now we can go right to it. We can say, what do you do with the... What do you do with... What... What do you do? Now, when she comes back and tells you, second question could be, why do you have 2 jobs?
Right. Okay.
Now,
okay.
okay, and this could lead you to say, listen, I'm now you're really waiting for her to come back and ask you what you do.
Okay.
But this is how quickly the thing
Yeah.
you're going to hear from people that you haven't heard from in 25, 30 years, people that you went to high school.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to want to know what you're doing, and you're going to tell them, I've got this internet business, and you're going to show them the business, and they're going to be all over it. Now, she just saw this.
How do you? Oh, seeing 820.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And
these are the things that you were talking about on the webinars. This is the very thing. So I see it with my own eyes. I see it happening.
Yeah.
Now
the other thing is, you're going to see, she read it. Now, if she starts typing, you're going to see that she's typing. Now, the same thing, they got the same thing on LinkedIn now. Now, here you go.
Right.
Here you go.
Yes,
now she's typing. Now, you do this 10 times a day, and you'll be a senior director in Malaluca by the Memorial Day weekend. Now, remember, all we're trying to do, see, now it comes the fear of rejection. We're not even going to talk about Malaluca. We're not even going to mention it, okay? I've got this online business. And even if somebody wants to know, well, tell me what the name of the company. Okay, the name of the company is Malaluca. What do you know about network marketing? You don't care.
Gotcha.
If they're, because they're asking you what the name of the company is, okay, I'll tell you. I'm working with a company called Malaluca. What experience have you had with network marketing? Not because you want to sell them anything, but because you want to gauge their what is their perception of what you're doing. It's based on their experience. Mm-hmm. You don't care whether you talk to them about the business. You don't care if you send them a link. Before we talk, I am a co-teacher I am a co-teacher and I love working with children and the mentally challenged.
Oh wow. I'm
Okay.
still in Aberdeen. Uh, still in Aberdeen. Chesapeake Acres. She would know where that is.
And I love working with children and the mentally challenged.
She's a special person, I tell you that. Um,
It's so important today to do what you love. Okay?
yep.
Now, why do you have two jobs? I mean, technically, she likes working with children and she likes working with the mentally challenged. She, or maybe she just likes to do both.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna say. So she says, "I'm glad you accepted your friend request." So I'm so glad you found me and reached out. I'm still in Aberdeen. We're looking for some kind of a financial need.
Okay.
Now, we're letting the conversation flow based on her responses. When you ask somebody, what do you do? They come back 85% of the time, they're going to ask you what you do.
Right.
Now, if we don't find, she says, well, because I like the diversity. I like the diversity, and I like doing both things without indicating any kind of financial need. All right, so we know there's no financial need.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she can come back and say, well, what do you do? Well, I've got this internet business that has enabled me to literally retire from the stuff I've been doing for 20 years. And then you bring it back to her. How's the family? Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to talk about it. If she comes back and says, "Well, tell me a little bit more about this business," well, I'm working with a company called Maluka. What experience have you had with network marketing? Only because, so you don't have to explain it. Not because
she asked the question.
yeah,
Gotcha.
right. And so you're never going to be rejected because you're never going to bring it up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now, you're going to find the more you do this, the more the pattern repeats. You're going to recognize the ones who are trying to sell you something. You're going to and when somebody tries to sell you something, again, it's a pattern. So when somebody hits you up, hey, if I could show you a way to make an extra $5,000 a minute working from home on the internet, would you be up for talking on the phone about it? And so, well, I'm really busy right now. Do you have any information you could send me? So they send you some information and a link. They say, well, when can we talk about it? I said, let me check it out. It looks like it might be interesting. How long have you been doing this? And you're asking them questions about them. What if they tell you, well, I've been doing it for 6 months? Well, what did you do before this? What this looks like a network marketing company. What other experience do you have in network marketing? You learn about them. You don't talk about what they're trying to sell you. So again, there's no pressure. We don't have to worry about being pushy. What we're doing very simply is we are finding out about the other person.
Okay. So even with my family members, Max, I can do these reach outs.
Oh
to
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Oh, then I mean my warm market. I guess that's in my warm market.
Well, family and warm market, same thing. Just go through. Hey, I found you. I can't believe I found you on Facebook. It's so nice to connect with you. I helped a woman who was 85. Her husband died, and her family was concerned. She's living by herself, but I mean, the woman is bright. She's active, but she was clueless.
Wow.
She was clueless as far as social media and the internet was concerned. The computer that her husband was using was like 90. You know, it was like God knows how old it was. So what I told her family was, listen, go out and buy her a new computer. Get her, when it comes to the screen, pick up a 32-inch flat screen monitor,
Right. Mm-hmm.
really big so she can see it. And then I said, I'll help her. So then what I did was, I said, just set up an account for her on Facebook. So we set up an account. Now, she used to be a school teacher. She got a PhD in education. She was a superintendent of schools up in the Maryland area. And so all of a sudden, her profile is up. She's hearing from people that she taught school. They were in her class. They find her. They're reaching out to her. So now, today, does she miss her husband? Occasionally. But she's so busy. She's on Facebook all the time. She's communicating with people. She's made new friends. One last thing that you can do here is you see how the dots are going back and forth like she's typing something?
Right, right.
Let's say you're connected. Somebody sends you a message, and you'd like to get back to them, but you can't right now. You know. So what you do is you come over here. You see where the cursor is?
Right.
And we just go over here. We just type something like this. Just put in a couple of dots.
Uh-huh.
So she thinks you're typing.
All
right, and
Okay.
and that'll hold their attention. Now, it doesn't mean you have to write back right away.
Right.
She started writing to you, and then she stopped. She got something came up.
Interruption.
So she's going to come back, and you just wait. So there is no reason. And the last thing that I really had wanted to show you here was under this never assume quote. Never assume anything. And I like this. Assumptions are the termites of relationships.
Mm.
Never expect, never assume. But the one that I'm looking for is the one that says, which is the one that people use the most. I saw it up here a little bit. It says, when you assume, you make an ass
That's true.
out of you. So you never assume. There's always a reason. You know, when I was doing, when I was on a dating site for on and off for a number of years, those assumptions, I wrote to this person, they didn't write back because they don't like me, or they didn't write back, and listen, they didn't write back because, you know, they're writing back to 10 other people. You don't know who these people are. You know, once the conversation starts moving along, that's a different story. But from the first and the second messages back and forth, all you're doing is you're collecting, you're learning about the other person. Okay. So let's kind of just recap here for the number of aha moments we've had today. Number one, I think we've put a dent in your concern about prejudging and let me ask you. So what are your big aha moments for today?
Okay, so the first thing is I need to stop making assumptions. The next thing is there are no strangers on social media. Everybody is out there to communicate, to connect.
Not everybody, but certainly it's easy to tell who they are.
Okay. So let's see, what else do I have?
Well, we learned something about our homepage.
Pitiful. That's pitiful. And my goal, again, I'm going to do the reach out, and I'm gonna reach out to the 25 people. I'm gonna have the conversations with 10 people. I like that. Now, the punishment thing I really don't need. It's just getting out of my.
No, no, no. That wasn't for you. I mean, that
But I
was.
like it. I like it. Um, and it's it's about what the other person's perception is.
Exactly.
And I don't know what that is. I can't worry about what that is. I just have to ask the questions. Reach out, use the scripts, and ask questions. It's about the other person.
Yep. Yep. And
That's
yep,
what I do.
yep. And of course, a lot of times you could look at what people are publishing, what people are putting on their page, and that's going to give you some pretty good insight too into what's behind the person.
But see, I don't do that. I don't look at the person. I'm just like, I'm going for the script. I'm just, and instead of, really taking a look, I need to start taking a look, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do the searches, and do those reach outs also, and just build that.
But when you're doing the searches, you need to take a 3 or a 4 second look.
Yes.
To see, are they active? Do we have some things in common? Again, we're prejudging based on what we see, but it's a preliminary prejudgment.
Gotcha.
All right?
All right. Max, thank you so much.
All right, I'll talk to you next time.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.